Welcome to Research Business Daily Report. We've been named one of the top podcasts in the marketing research industry, and we are the industry's only daily research news video blog. We're made possible by RBDR's exclusive community at the crowdfunding platform patreon.com/RBDR. I'm Bob Lederer, for 25 years, the respected voice in market research. For the typical researcher, there are a few more interesting and important results than a new trend or two that they may find in a project. An only slightly surprising changing trend came to light last week. It contains some potential impact, but simultaneously raises probably more so a few issues about what consumers are thinking about. New data from ARF's second annual privacy study focuses in on consumers' willingness to freely share their personal data. For quite a while now, consumers have given middling consideration to the value of and revealing their personal data, as well as what third parties might want it for, how they might use it, and the ins and outs of sharing it with those organizations, either anonymously or more openly. According to the ARF project, U.S. consumers are slightly less likely now to share their social security number and their financial and medical information than they were back in 2018. Interesting, to say the least, and at the same time, there was no clear explanation from ARF why. And that raises some big issues for me and maybe for you, because most consumers may have some misgivings about taking the lid off. I said most consumers. But at the same time, it hasn't exactly been top of mind for most consumers. So with respect to the slightly decline in sharing the most personal data, with all the stories about potential and actual potential for abuse of confidential information, why would anyone who is paying attention ever be willing to disclose those particular pieces of a person's most personal information to any third party? Consumers do not put a high price on data they will share, according to ARF, and that also tells me that consumers do not perceive that their personal data is worth all that much to a third party. And that, I think, is a faulty conclusion in this day and time. Wouldn't you agree? What impact could there be from this change, although it is slight, in the sharing of data? Well, it could signal some level of growing unease and unwillingness in the next year, or perhaps beyond that, to participate in a survey. ARF does point out the terms of California's Consumer Protection Act, which, when implemented shortly, will permit consumers to opt out of the sale of their personal information to third parties. And it certainly does correlate with whatever privacy protection consumers do care about. But that would put a hurt on whatever third-party business has a growing dependence on obtaining consumers' personal data. And there are hundreds, if not thousands, of companies that fit that bill. That's your Research Business Daily Report. Has been made possible by our crowdfunding platform at patreon.com/RBDR. Our video series is produced thanks to the interest and the generosity of our regular viewers who watch us once, twice, 3 times, maybe all 4 times a week that our video is available. We work diligently every day to make it worth the investment that our Patreon supporters have made in RBDR, but we also want to maintain the quality and to continue this service for the betterment of all of you out there who have not yet come on board as a supporter. But why do we bring up the idea of viewer support at all? Well, it's because we believe that if you realize the hours that it takes to produce just one episode of RBDR, it will occur to you that it makes sense that whether you're watching once or 4 times a week, that it can't really hurt you too much to pitch in a little something to help us improve and continue RBDR. In fact, we trust that the 5 minutes or so you spend with us on any given day is to your liking and time well spent. So there's absolutely no doubt that the internet is perceived as a free zone, but at the same time, we believe that a $5 or a $10 or whatever comfortable level of monthly donation that any of you commit is also undoubtedly reasonable, on top of, again, money well spent. So please visit patreon.com/RBDR and exhibit some support. And you can share your thoughts about guests that you'd like to see us have on, or even subject matter that you'd like to hear us discuss or discuss a little more. We hope you have a great research day and that we'll see you back here tomorrow.